Thank you for joining us today for the virtual Sunday service with the Center for Creative Living. CCL, a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, has served and supported the spiritual needs of its community here in the Bay Area for over 20 years.
Good morning and welcome. We're so glad to have you here for our wonderful St. Patrick's Day celebration. And we want you to know how much we appreciate having you attend. It has been a year now since we've been virtual. Well, we're looking forward to coming back into our own church in May. We'll let you know just as soon as we have it figured out when we're going to be there. So please keep watching every Sunday so we can fill you in on what we're doing to get ready to get back into the center, because I know you're probably just as anxious as I am to do it, because it's so much fun seeing everybody and hearing everybody and being able to sing and being able to talk and being able to sit around and drink coffee and eat goodies, all those things that the Center for Creative Living does. We really do appreciate having you there and looking forward to it. Yeah. Now, coming up next Sunday is Patty Baker. And Patty Baker is going to be talking the second session of letting go of discouragement. And so many people have been discouraged during this period of time. They've been sitting at home just thinking, what is going on? I want to get up. I want to get out. I want to do things. Well, thankfully, because of the vaccine and for all sorts of other reasons, we're getting out more. And so I hope you are getting out today, later on in this beautiful, beautiful day that we have here in San Jose. Then next week, we're going to be having Reverend Chris Brown. She's going to be talking about Passover. And I believe our wonderful Associate Pastor, Reverend Ann Corbin, is going to be doing the prayer and probably also helping her with Passover. And then we'll have Reverend Mary Gary. Yeah, I'm stumbling here. The Reverend Mary Gary will be talking about Easter. And so that's always so enjoyable to have her. So great lineup coming up. Now, if you want to talk, if you want to be one of the speakers, please call me, 408-220-5780, and say, Dottie, I'd like to do a service, and we'd love to have you come talk for us. Okay, so now, are you ready? I think James is going to come in too. James Knight said maybe he'd be playing a little Irish song for us, and I'm looking forward to that. And our wonderful Reverend Ann is going to be doing the message and a prayer to start out the service, and then I'm going to be doing the talk. I'm pretty excited about this talk. I'm not too sure how it's going to go, so stay tuned and check it out. And then our Reverend Dr. Janet Childs will be doing a meditation and playing her guitar, accompanied by Reverend Corry Gott's videos, which are always so wonderful. How do you like the new format on the CCL Insights? This is what Reverend Corky's asking, because the new format is just a lot wider and a little bit brighter, and she's been working so hard to get this together so that hopefully you can enjoy the CCL Insights on your phone, where before it was difficult to get the entire program on your phone. Okay, thank you so much.
Well, good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's doing wonderful this morning. I am Reverend Ann Corbin, Associate Pastor at the Center for Creative Living, and it is my pleasure to bring you this morning's opening prayer. Well, welcome to the first day of Daylight Savings Time. If you're anything like me, you might be a bit bleary-eyed this morning. Losing an hour of sleep has never been my favorite thing. I can barely get used to the standard time, and that's only 4 months out of the year. And then suddenly we have to spring forward to daylight savings time again. It kind of knocks my body clock out of balance for quite a while. You might know that back in 2018, California and several other states had voted to end the changing of the clocks And even though the majority of the votes were in favor of no more time change, the Congress still has to pass a law, and the president still has to approve. So I just saw Senator Pete Buttigieg on Jimmy Kimmel the other night, and he's now Secretary of U.S. Transportation, and he mentioned that also puts him in charge of the time zones. So Kimmel, of course, said, get rid of daylight savings time, and he said he would see what he could do. He said it in kind of a tongue-in-cheek way, but he did say it. So I know that this is not the highest priority for our Congress. I mean, come on. There's so much going on in the U.S. right now and the world. But I still checked the internet to see if there was anything being looked at about time change. And I saw that Senator Marco Rubio, along with 7 other senators, are proposing an act that's called the Sunshine Protection Act to do away with the time change. In a statement, Senator Rubio was quoted to say, the call to end the antiquated practice of clock changing is gaining momentum throughout the nation. So, looks like there is some interest, and let's see if it comes up very soon. Who knows? This could be the year that we do not have to fall back in November. As you know, only Hawaii and Arizona are the exceptions to this. Sure would like to join them. So, with daylight savings time starting, we're reminded that it's already mid-March, 1 year since the beginning of shelter in place, which really was only supposed to last for 3 weeks. So, blessings and gratitude for our resilience and being able to make it through this last year. It's time for St. Patrick's Day. Spring equinox is next weekend. Time just keeps marching on. So now let's close our eyes and take in a nice deep breath, breathing in love, light, peace, prosperity, and all things that feel right for you. Hold it for a few seconds and breathe out, releasing any worries, dis-ease, and anything that you want to release that is no longer serving in your life. As you do this, place those cares into a virtual basket and allow our loving Creator to take them and transmute the energies for you. Infinite, almighty, golden white light, wrap us in your loving arms, allowing us to feel the presence of our beautiful Mother, Father, God, our Creator. We give thanks for this beautiful day and for the joy of being together virtually through your gift of technology. Thank you for our lives and for all living beings on earth and in the sky. Thank you for your light that runs through each of us, waking us up to the knowledge that we are the light of the world and we are one with all. You are the glue that holds us together and awakens us to our true selves. We are so grateful that we are never alone, for you are always present, no matter what. Your presence is a comfort that can be reached with just a thought or prayer. Thank you for always answering our prayers, dear Creator, even when the answer is different than what we thought. We trust that you always know what is best for us. Thank you for keeping hope alive and giving us strength and resilience to handle anything that comes our way. Thank you for keeping our frontline folks safe. We are so grateful for our first responders, nurses, doctors, grocery workers, delivery drivers, and all those that put others first. Help them to remember their own self-care to keep them strong. Creator, thank you for bringing these special people into our lives. We give thanks for our wonderful speaker, Reverend Doti, and for the messages that she brings. Thank you for the Center for Creative Living and the Universal Church of the Master, and for the freedom to worship and honor you in our own way, Creator. Most of all, we give thanks for you and your presence in our lives. May our joy and love bring you the same. May you celebrate us as we celebrate you. With our deepest love, we say, thank you, Thank you. Thank you. Blessed be. Amen. And so it is.
There's a land of magic tales and legends, started with knights and warriors, and most courageous hearted, traveling through the lands full of nature's glory, streams to coastal sands and cities by the hills, fields full of clover, each a trio of hearts, lilies bloom all over in the month of March. The breeze amidst the sun, through green fields it will run, telling everyone the magic dance has started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, come one, come all, let's join together, enjoy a song, merrily shake your hiney, spread the Irish cheer. Legends tell of leprechaun, describe these little tricksters, wearing fancy hat and buckle task to fix their shoes of fairy folk. For some golden coins with a pipe they smoke, merrily singing shrill. Don't be getting clever to try to get their treasure, their shenanigans will truly bless you over. Show kindness true instead and there'll be luck ahead. Surely they'll have said the magic dance has started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, come one, come all, let's join together, enjoy a song, merrily shake your hiney, spread the Irish cheer. For us where the fairy live are full of magic power, be careful not to anger these skillful magic creatures, transforming into whatever body, shape or form it is their endeavor, collecting shiny things. So if you need a favor of a certain magic kind, be confident, don't waver, leave your reward behind. For some control the seas and certainly the breeze, and pretty much the reason the magic dance has started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, come one, come all, let's join together, enjoy a song, merrily shake your hiney, spread the Irish cheer. Die di 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 die die di die di die di die di die di die die di die di die di die di die di die die di 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 da die di 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 die die di die di die di die di die di die die di die di die di die di die di die die di die di die di die di die di die die di die di die di die di die di die. There's a land of magic tales and legends, started with knights and warriors, and most courageous hearted, traveling through the lands full of nature's glory, streams and coastal stands, and cities by the hills, fields full of clover, each a trio of hearts, lilies bloom all over in the month of March. The breeze amidst the sun, through green fields it will run, telling everyone the magic dance has started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, come one, come all, let's join together, enjoy a song, merrily shake your hiney, spread the Irish cheer. Spread your Irish cheer.
Good morning and welcome to Brigadoon. For many of you who have known me for years, I used to own a metaphysical bookstore in Los Gatos called Brigadoon. And it was a wonderful place, and it had so many memories. And I was in their bookstore for 3 years, loved every minute of it. And then the landlord raised the rent. I know many of you know how that goes when you have a small business, and I had to close Brigadoon. But I always have the image and the memory of what it was like. So today we'll be back in Brigadoon as I've been talking to you, okay? You know, having it been an entire year that we're doing virtual, it's one of those things that makes you feel like, I want to get out. Start doing that today. It's a beautiful day. Wherever you are, just step out a little bit. And we're coming so close to the first day of spring. Isn't that fun? Yeah, the birds are chirping, the flowers are starting to grow. There's baby kitties and baby everything running around because it's springtime. And just think of you as emerging like Brigadoon, coming forth when you've been hidden for a whole year. It's that time of year. And it's so fantastic when I think of what we're going to be doing as far as getting back into church, getting back into where we're going to be coming up to in the next year. And so we just think of that, okay? Today I'm going to be talking about St. Patrick's Day. Again, I do that a lot because of my Irish ancestry, I think is one of the reasons. And the other is, you know, when you have Irish roots, you're kind of stuck there thinking about what it was like or what it was like for our ancestors back in Ireland. It was a very difficult time. The Irish people have gone through so much, and there's been so much poverty. There was a complete plague. There was no food for about 4 years, where all of their food and all of their crops had died because the main crop was potatoes, and they only had one strain planted. So when it got a virus and everything died, very difficult for the Irish people. But yet they maintained that sense of humor, that sense of energy, that hard-working, hard playing, just hard praying. A people who always give their most to whatever it is they're doing. And I know my great aunt, Kate Murphy, would enjoy me talking once again about Ireland. And what's not to like celebrating a day like St. Patrick's Day? Well, you know, I have been thinking about what I'm going to talk today. And I was thinking that I want to talk about St. Patrick's Day, but I also want to be talking about the goddess. And I also want to talk about the sacred sites around the world where you can feel that spirituality. And then I got all caught up in, have you ever done this? Looking at the computer about what all's going on this time of year with spring. So hold on, let's see where this talk goes, because I'm pretty excited about it. Because as many of you know, Bridget, whatever you want to call her, the goddess, is the face of Ireland. And the goddess Bridget is just this amazing being that was canonized when St. Patrick and Catholicism came into the country and became St. Bridget. And so you will hear about her and you will see her on the face of just about every person when you go to Ireland and check out the people there. They're so wonderful and so delightful to be around. Now, one of the things is the goddess performed all sorts of miracles. She was there. She was the goddess of fire and harmony and song and healing. And there were many, many places you could go to meet up with the goddess. When I was in Ireland, I took a group to Ireland to study the goddess in Ireland, and we saw a little sign that said, Bridget's Well. And so I said to the driver of our automobile, would you pull over there? And he said, we never go there. And I said, please do. And so we stopped and we walked into this beautiful grotto, and you could feel the goddess. And then lined up in a little hut were all the crutches and all of the wheelchairs that people had abandoned after they got a healing from the goddess. And the chauffeur of our limousine said, I never knew this place was here. I'm going to make it a stop with all my people. It's a place that they need to see. And it truly was. There was a small stream. There was a little bit of a waterfall. It was lots of green shrubbery. You could feel the goddess all around. Now, there's many places that you can go to feel that spirituality because it's all around us. From our earliest ancestors have always felt a need to respond to the call of the unknown or the mysterious or the unusual in what we call spirituality. Because that spiritual essence is all around every one of us and has been for centuries. And, you know, just like us, our ancestors felt that. And they tried to put a name to it. And that name could have been goddess, could have been God, could have been spirit. Could have been anything. But there was always a need and a want to name it. And especially in the springtime. Because when spring came and they saw the end of winter, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, they wanted to celebrate it. And they did it, especially around the vernal equinox. And that's around March 22nd, March 21st. It's one of those things, check your calendar and see when it is here now in 2021, because it's something that strikes a chord when you know that so many of our great religions are celebrating the same thing. The awareness of the end of winter and the awareness of the newness of springtime. Now, for me, when we stepped on Irish soil, I could feel it. It was a different energy. Everything seemed to be bright and green. Oh my gosh, when they talk about it as the green isle, they mean it. Everything was green. And the Brigadoon that you see behind me reminds me of the small towns that we went through. Even Blarney Castle. An interesting thing happened in Blarney Castle. You were looking for all of the Irish, and we heard some Irish tenors singing. There was a group of men at a pub at Blarney Castle, and we, all 8 of us, crowded in to hear what they were going to be singing. And they were singing, "We're going to jump up, turn around, pick a bale of cotton. And we went, what? they're singing a Southern spiritual in Blarney Castle pub. And that was kind of how it went for the rest of our trip. Interesting things, interesting configuration of things. Now, the energy that I felt there in Ireland, in the many different holy wells, in the many different churches, was the same type of ancient spirituality I felt in so many different places. I have felt that spirit in Sedona, Arizona. When we were in Sedona and we were in Boynton Canyon, this is where it's said that Spider Woman came out of the ground and looked around, and there weren't people. There wasn't anybody. So she formed people, human beings, out of the red clay of Sedona. And that's what started the wonderful First Nation of our country. And when you have that feeling and you're in that space, you feel that spirit. That spirit talks to you. And particularly, you can feel that spirit when you're looking around during this period of time, during the vernal equinox. So try that. Go outside and look around. Now, the other places that I have felt that spirituality, it was in Crete, in the beautiful, beautiful Mediterranean blue of the ocean, and the feeling of the goddess when all of the different places we went to. But how about Mount Shasta? Don't you feel the spirituality there? Don't you feel that whether it's God, goddess, the unknown, but that ancient mystery resides there in Mount Shasta? I know I do. Chaco Canyon, New Mexico, another place where there's spirituality. Start looking at these places. And when I say start looking, when everything opens up in the country, these are places you can drive to. New Mexico, Arizona, Northern California, to feel that sense of spirituality from the ancients, from the unknown, from the mysterious. One of the places we went to in Ireland was Newgrange. Now, you've heard of Newgrange, probably, but haven't been there, but this is where some of the ancient people painted wonderful pictures on the back of the wall of a cave. And those cave pictures were only visible during the winter equinox. And so when that happened, they honored it because they knew that winter was coming, a difficult time was coming. So when we walked into this cave, and you can see the pictures very briefly because they had illuminated by a light. And the guide said, now we're going to turn the light off. and I left. I don't like being in the dark in a cave. But anyway, it was quite an experience to imagine painting something that's only visible for 2 to 3 days during the winter solstice. Isn't that amazing? And when we think of other things that ancient ones have done, is how about the pyramids? There's a wonderful place in one of the pyramids that when the sun comes up during the vernal equinox, during the winter solstice, the sun shines on the right shoulder of the Sphinx, and that's the only time it does. Imagine the planning it took the ancients to bring in that spirituality of the sun into their place of worship. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that interesting? Sometimes I find spirituality in things like the Book of Kells at Trinity College in Ireland. We walked in the room, and here was this ancient book, and it was encased in heavy-duty glass, bulletproof glass, and yet the vibration of that book radiated throughout the library. I felt the same thing standing in Mexico when I was in front of the Virgin de la Guadalupe. And there again, that image on fabric of the Mother Mary, even it was encased in bulletproof glass, but you could still feel it. There was an essence of spirit shining through. Where do you look for that kind of spirituality? Where do you look? How about Chichen Itza? Chichen Itza in Mexico is amazing. The ancient Mayans built a pyramid so that the vernal equinox, you can see the picture of a serpent sliding down the side of the pyramid. That's the only time. 2 days, and they built an entire pyramid to show the vernal equinox. This is such an important time spiritually. It's such an important time for us with spring, and also with us coming out of what we've been going through with the pandemic. I talk about these places that you have to travel to, but I also felt the same thing when I went to Father Mickey's museum in Santa Clara and stood in front of a photograph of the Shroud of Turin. That there's chairs there where you can sit down and just look at the shroud picture, and you can feel that same spiritual feeling that I got in Ireland, New Mexico, Egypt shines through. All those places where you can feel spirit. Now, I told you I was going to talk about St. Patrick, and I got carried away with all these different places, because you know why? They bring back that feeling. They bring back that energy of springtime and what the ancients have done so that we can remember it, so we can honor it. And so the Celtics religion celebrated the vernal equinox, and it's called Oster, E-O-S-T-R-E. That's where we get the word Easter from. And that enigmatic egg they saw laid by the heavenly bird is a powerful symbol of the emergence of life out of darkness or apparent death. The Baha'is and the Zoroastrians celebrate Nowruz. And this is a very traditional celebration that celebrates the new beginning with music and dancing and prayers and food. Yeah, so many places celebrate the arrival of spring with food and music and dance and festivities. Now, we're going to be talking about the observance of Passover, and that's what's going to be coming up week after next with Reverend Chris Brown. But right now, I want to talk about the Christian celebration of St. Patrick's Day and Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday is coming up. And that's one of those things, as we all know, when Jesus came in and they laid the palms down for his donkey to walk on. The honoring of his holiness is celebrated in Palm Sunday. Now, the Druids celebrate this by Alban Ilair or Imbolc, and that's the light of the earth, and that marks the beginning of spring. And we also have so many other religions that honor springtime. You might do some research and see what you can find. All of these occasions occur along with the honoring of St. Patrick, the honoring of the goddess. And as I said, she's been canonized as St. Bridget, but also the goddess Bridget. That's where we get the word British Isles from. Imagine being a goddess that has an entire country named after it. Isn't that incredible? And I want you to enjoy the springtime. Whatever it takes for you to get out, see the green grass, feel the sun on your face, and honor all those faiths that are celebrating spring, and particularly honor your roots. How far back can you go with your family? Where are your roots? Are they from Italy? Are they from Prague? Are they from places in Czechoslovakia? Are they in Mexico? Where are your roots? Because I'm sure that whatever country your ancestors came from, they celebrated what was coming up. It might have been Spider-Woman. It might have been the serpent in Chichen Itza. The celebration could be anywhere, but find it and enjoy it, not just in hiding Easter eggs for Easter, but also in honoring what other religions do to bring about the vernal equinox, to bring about the celebration of winter has passed, spring is coming and spring is here, and to get out and enjoy what God has given us with so much enjoyment to be had. Let go of the past. Let go of the pandemic. Vaccines are here. Love is in the air. There's so much to be done. Or as one of my favorite comedians said, Robin Williams said, spring is nature's way of saying, let's party. Think about that. Spring is nature's way of saying, let's party.
Give is born with every seed you plant, every hope. You light the candle flame, light the candle flame, light the candle flame. Give voice. Give voice. Give voice. Give voice.
Thank you for joining us for this celebration of faith and fellowship. We'll be back next Sunday, and for those of you, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave them in the comments section. If you appreciate this video and the work that the Center for Creative Living is doing, please press like on the video. You can share the video, and also please subscribe, because that will help this community and the church grow. Remember, in these difficult and challenging times, the opportunity to give and support an organization that has done so much for the community is tremendously important. Please help the Center for Creative Living continue in the wonderful work that it does. We will make it through this. We will be stronger for it. Our faith will carry us. Be blessed, be safe, and have a wonderful week.